Pranam Pavanji. Welcome back in August. We have been slightly delayed, but for those who don't know, we are studying the book Living Hanuman, in which we are studying the Shri Hanuman Chalisa, and we study verse by verse. Today we are doing verse 23 and 24, but we will take it one at a time. So beginning with verse 23, Apan tej samhāro āpai, tīnoṁ hāṁka kāṁpai. You are held by you alone, all creation you pervade, inhaling you in every stone, exhaling you through every thread. And then there's an endpoint meaning. I am aware of the hum in every exhalation as it spreads like a vibration. So over to you now, Pawanji.
So, apan tej samhāro āpai, apan tej, apan, yours, tej, brilliance, samhāro, contain, gather, āpai, yourself. So your own brilliance, your brilliance can be contained, or you contain your brilliance by yourself. Your brilliance is uncontainable by any other external entity. You contain your brilliance by yourself. Apan tej samhāro āpai, tīnoṁ hāṁka kāṁpai. Tīnoṁ, all three, loka, realms, hāṁka, the sound, ha, that's the sound of hāṁka, through the sound of ha, kāṁpai, tremble, quiver, vibrate. Kāṁpai comes from the word kampyati, which means vibrate. So all that means all the three worlds, all the three realms vibrate with the sound of your exhalation, which is ha. That's the sound of everybody's exhalation. When you exhale, it is ha. When you inhale, it is so. And therefore, we have a tradition of meditation, which is so hum. As you inhale, so as you exhale, hum. And which translates into so means that, hum means I am that, I am that. A repeated embedding of our mind with the consciousness and awareness, or conscious awareness that I am that, I am not this, I am not this, I am that. So, apan tej samhāro āpai. So at one level, at the most literal level, it is here in praise of Hanumanji. The devotee is saying, or the poet is saying, that your brilliance is so high that it can be contained only within yourself. Nothing else can contain it. At another level, it is our attempt to make Hanuman living. Hanuman is living, is alive, but how do we make Hanuman living in each one of us? How do we relate to this fragment of advice? Apan tej samhāro āpai, your brilliance is held by you alone. How do we relate to that? So at a relatable level, the instruction to the aspirant on the path is, please contain your brilliance within yourself. Don't dissipate yourself. Contain your tejas, contain your brilliance, contain the fire within you. Don't dissipate that energy. May this be contained within you. Otherwise, they will all get dissipated. So that's the instruction or advice for the aspirant. Not to waste one's energy, not to let it be dissipated. And that is how this verse connects to the next one, where we'll see that. And the other side of it is, tīnoṁ hāṁka kāṁpai. Ha is the hum sound, the ha sound. Kāṁpai is vibration. Loka, realm, tīnoṁ, all the three. Which are the three realms? The three realms are the physical, the astral, the causal. Or you can put it like that, the physical reality as we see, the energetic reality as we perceive. There is an energy. There are different types. There are actually four forces that are operative in nature. The force of gravity, right? The force of gravity, the force of electromagnetism, and the weak and the strong. These are nuclear forces within the atom. So these are the four primary forces that are operating. And therefore, at that is also a realm. That's a realm of energy. And then there is a realm of matter, physical matter, which assumes 3 dimensions, which can be broken down into smaller particles. So these are the 2 realms. And the third realm is the realm of causality. There is a causal realm that's the cause of these 2, causality. So these are the 3 realms. And it is said, here it is said that all the 3 realms are vibrating with your presence. Here it is alluding to Hanumanji to be the primordial Purusha, the primordial being, the supreme being who is pulsating through all the 3 realms of creation, of existence. This is an indication towards that all the 3 realms pulsates with your presence. I have mentioned in the book, it is now common knowledge that astronomers some time ago discovered a humming sound coming from somewhere in the center of the known universe. It's a sound which is other than any other sounds which are being produced due to certain causes. There could be possibly a comet going by and creating a sound, or there could be another kind of a sound for some other activity going in the stellar space. There's a humming sound. Hum. That sound, it alludes to, it's an allusion to the background sound known as pranava, om, om, the undifferentiated sound, which does not have a meaning exactly, but it's just a sound. It has an opening sound, a rolling sound, and a closing sound. And it pervades all creation, and it is known as Nada Brahma, or the Brahman, or the creative consciousness, which takes the form of sound. The other form of creative consciousness is light. So when we call loka, tīnoṁ, so all the forms that are taken by the differentiation of light, vibrations of light, all the things that have forms is referred there. And hāṁka is the allusion to the sound energy. So both the light and in the course of creation. And it is said that both of these belong to Hanumanji. Hanumanji is one who manifests as the sound or the light and evolves the whole creation, or devolves the devolutes of creation.
Pawanji, every time, though we have done this verse in the class, and I told you before we started, there are so many notes, yet when you say something, there's always so much distinct areas that you bring together in a singular verse. You covered astronomy, you covered light, you covered sound, and then we are in the core of it, we are studying a Vedic text. So that's the most amazing part. That's why I really do love your book personally, not because we are doing this here. And towards the actionable item you spoke about earlier, in every verse you give a my action point, and this one is so important in today's world, considering we are overloaded with media. The my action point states, to contain my immense potential and achievements within myself without showing off. So that's definitely something very actionable also, that is in your constant awareness, if you let it remain in your awareness and not get amygdala hijacked in one of our previous sessions. So yes, we'll take up verse 24 now, which is very relatable to the previous one. It says, bhūt pichas nikat nahiṁ āvai, mahābīra jab nāma sunāvai. and 5 elements nor beings of fire come near and cause fear. Valiant One, your name is higher than any mantra you are near. And there's a meaning which says, I gather inner joy as it drips like dewdrops of constant remembrance. Sumira, sumira, sukhapai. So up to you now.
Sumira sukha, sumira sumira sukhapai. Enjoy the bliss, sip the bliss as you remember again and again your own beloved. Here it says, bhūt pisāca nikat nahiṁ āvai. Bhūt, ghost. Simple meaning is ghost. Pisāca, ghouls, jinns. Bhūt pisāca. Both belong to the same category almost, but we'll see. Bhūt pisāca nikat, near. Nahiṁ, no, not. Āvai, come. So, ghosts, ghouls, all those things that scare you, do not come near a person. Which person? Mahābīra. Jab nāma sunāvai. Mahābīra, the most valiant one. Jab, when. Nāma, the name. Name means the holy name of Pawan, Rama. Mahābīra jab naam sunāvai. When Mahābīra, when the valiant one utters the name of Rama. Now here, coming back to the first part, bhūt pisāca. Now in traditional meaning, bhūt also means, bhūt comes from the word to be. So bhūt means all the 5 elements that transform or that come together to create existential material items. So human body or any body or matter is created out of these 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and sky, space element. Here, bhūt is being referred to a person who is dead, a ghost, let us say. And pisāca is referred to beings of fire who are driven by desires. They are also dead in a way. We can say they are not in existence.
Sorry, Pawanji, there was a disruption in between.
So, I was saying that our Guru, Swami Veda, he used to say, we are distracted or driven through phantoms of the past and fantasies of the future. Our minds are torn by the phantoms of the past and fantasies of the future. Here the advice is not to let the phantoms of the past and fantasies of the future to tear us, to divide us, to dissipate us. In the previous verse, we learned that we are being advised to contain our energies. What is the biggest dissipator of our energy? Phantoms of the past and fantasies of the future. Biggest distractors, biggest dissipators, drainers of our energy. At another level, I've mentioned that in the book, phantoms basically are disembodied beings. They don't have a body, but they can speak. You can see them. They are beings of light. Exactly how you and me are seeing each other on this Zoom call. You can't touch me, but you can hear me, you can see me. You can cognize I'm there. I can't touch you. I can't touch the leaves behind you, but they are there. This artificial digital reality is what bhūt is understood to be. Ghosts are understood to be. These are ghosts or ghostly realities. And in today's world, there is a stupendous level or degree of interfolding between the tangible reality. This is also tangible, but we can say between the physically cognizable reality and the digital reality. There is too much of an interfolding. And within the last 20 years ago, if you saw somebody walking on the street talking to nobody, you would take him to an asylum, or you'll think he needs help. Today, if you go for a morning jog or a walk or in a tram, you are all the time seeing people talking to nobody. They're just talking. They're talking into their small thing plugged into their ears. Realities have changed. They don't see you in front, but they, in their minds, are seeing the person who they are speaking to, or the person is describing, I'm at the beach. So they are at that beach in Malaga with that person, and missing the point that there is my friend or somebody standing in front of me. Let me speak to her. So this interfolding has created a lot of psychological issues. Psychologists are coming up with a lot of challenges on this. We have youngsters getting hooked on to games like PUBG. I have many friends who tell me that their son, who is in, say, high school or so, is not able to attend online classes during the day because all through the night he has been playing PUBG and he can't get out of it. You can't take the phone off the boy's hand. So it is as if you are hung up, you are stuck, or you are held in ransom by these digital ghosts that surround you. How will we get rid of the digital interfolding into our lives such that it disrupts us? Digital is not all bad. I do not mean to demean technology by calling it a ghost, etc. It is not, rather the opposite. It is because of digital media that we are talking, we are communicating. It's a great tool, but it's a great tool, but a very bad master. So we have to see whether we are using digital media as a tool, or we are being used by the digital media as a monetized consumer. So in that, how do we get rid of it? How do we let go of it? What do we do? So, okay, fine. There are a whole lot of digital de-addiction steps to be followed, like any other de-addiction. But here in Hanuman Chalisa it says, bhūt pisāca nikat nahi āvai, mahābīra jab nāma sunāvai. Mahābīra, Hanuman himself, or you yourself, you need to be here. Hanuman is referred to as Mahābīra, the most valiant. You need a lot of courage and valor to fight these ghosts. Don't think it is so easy that I'll put the phone away, I will limit my time, all those things that you get in a newspaper article, follow those steps and you will get de-addicted. It is not so easy. Try doing it. It takes the most of your strength and determination. You have to be not only be brave, but super brave and courageous and valiant and determined that I will not let these bhūt pisāca, these realities interfold and interfere in my experience of life. Rather, I will use them to enhance the experience of my life. So what will happen? Mahābīra. Jaba nāma sunāvai, it means when Mahābīra takes the name. Now, I have explained earlier, Mahābīra, Hanuman, refers to our breath. How does the breath take the name of Ram? Ram, that's the name. How will that name be taken? How does that get taken? So here, we know that the seed syllable of the fire chakra, which is also known as the navel chakra. The seed syllable of the navel chakra is Ra, like that. And the seed syllable of the Sahasrara chakra is Om. So if you take the first part, Ra, and the last part, Then it becomes Ram. All right. So that's how, if you follow your breath, it's experiential. When you follow your breath as it flows in, and you follow the pranic energy with it, you'll find the deepest point that it goes in is to your navel. Possibly because the sensation of the diaphragm going down probably activates some nerves which gives a sensation to the navel, or probably is activated through the vagus nerve, the right vagus nerve. Probably that is the sensation of the navel. Whatever be the sensory sensation, or whatever be the perception of the breath, following the breath as you inhale, following the prana as it flows down, you'll find that the lowest point that it settles down is around your navel region, at the level where the seed syllable is Ram. And as you exhale, you'll find that though the prana is coming out at the level of your nose, turning from the agya, that your awareness tends to soar up. Even at the level of agya, one of the seed syllables at agya chakra, the third eye chakra, is also om. So we can say whether agya or whether at the sahasrara, depending on how your awareness shifts, the end part of that is and the beginning part is ram, and together the sound ram. So when you are strongly determined and you are in the full awareness of your breath as it describes a path within yourself, a sonic path defined by the sound Ram, call it that name. Here it is known as Naam, name. Then, or if I go make it even simpler, just by bringing our awareness to your breath, you are able to bring our awareness into the present. Both the past and the future drops. Even if you play tennis, to play a good game of tennis, you can't run an imagination about your past, or you can't fantasize that when I will win the game, I'll get that shield. You'll miss the shot. You have to be present with every ball. Here, the indication is when you're present in every breath, which is describing the distance between navel and the agya or sahasrara, then the fantasies of the past and the phantoms of the future drop. Bhūt pisāca will not come near. You will be in the eternal, beautiful now. And that is why the end point is sumari sumari sukh pai. To remember again and again your essential nature and the divinity throbbing within you, pulsating within you, that we already read in the previous verse. That divinity that pulsates within me, to remember, reconnect, be in that awareness. The bhūt pisāca, the ghosts and the ghals drop away.
If anyone who sees this has been raised in India, they know that, our parents would obviously always say, read Hanuman Chalisa when you are scared. If you're traveling alone, keep Hanuman Chalisa in your pocket, and they would say, bhūt pisāca nikat nahiṁ āvai, mahābīra jab nāma sunāvai. And through entire childhood, I would say that mahābīra jab nāma sunāvai, that means I have to say, go away, ghost, I have Hanumanji with me. And that's the mindset we were raised with. And now when you say that, mahābīra jab nāma sunāvai, so Mahavir, the Valiant One, is saying someone's name, and that is the breath, and that the sound, he says, is of Shri Ram. It just opens the way, kind of broadens your mindset about understanding a simple line in such a distinct way. And among the many of your verses, everyone has their takeaway point. So that's how we were raised, where you said, you say the name of Hanuman and the ghost is not going to be near you. But now when you have said the verse in such a distinct manner, it says the Valiant One says the name. And in that, the sound is of the breath. And then you say Shri Ram. So it is just kind of broadens your perspective about how you view a singular line in such a distinct manner than what you have been hearing it from your past. And the biggest takeaway point through all these verses that I have spent time with you has been obviously that verse 1, Nij man mukur sudhari. Every single time I remind myself. And when we did the class on this verse, you said phantoms of the past and fantasies of the future, where you said that you manifest your future from the phantoms of the past. So you have to kind of drop it and come to the now. That was one of the biggest mirror reflection in my face, because I often used to think of myself being very present in the now. But we all, as you know, my generation, I'm definitely sure about that, we kind of tend to see that what we were 10 years ago, how posh were we, how fashionable we were, or how successful we were, how great our bodies were, how we viewed the world with the success of we were able to party and run a house and have a career. And as you enter into late 30s and you go on to mid 40s, you suddenly have this dip where you have this feeling. And a lot of people have come across and asked me, do you not have personality crisis, where you were something and now you are something else? And I keep telling them, you have to keep coming to the now, whether it's about aging gracefully or whether it's about accepting what your life is now, to keep reminding yourself that this moment is from where on you are creating your future. So manifesting with the now, not with the phantoms of the past. So that's something that has stuck with me from the class. And when you said that again, it is such a beautiful mirror to reflect and work and be aware of, and always be work in progress. So thank you so much. And to practice digital detoxification, we all are somewhere there, the actionable item from this verse. So we are definitely there. Take care. See you again. Bye-bye.